Journalism in Yemen is squeezed from region to region by warring forces. Journalists who find stability say they are at the end of their rope as they struggle to survive in a country affected by financial and humanitarian crisis. In that context, the journalist Syndicate accused officials of humiliating journalists by not paying their salaries. More details are in the following report.
Yemeni journalists have documented their country's traumatic situation over the last decade, since the Arab Spring. The Houthis have assaulted, detained, and threatened journalists in the areas under their control and killed several with mortar and missile attacks. The group sentenced 4 journalists to death and have held them for nearly 6 years in deplorable situation. The Yemeni government has also harassed and detained journalists. Local authorities are cracking down on the press through arrests and censorship. The conflicting sides still see the media as opponents or enemies, and so there is no ideal example of a safe area. The deteriorating economic and humanitarian situation makes the everyday logistics for reporting and filing stories difficult, and the simple economics of making a living as a journalist is next to impossible. On the ground, journalists in Yemen face many challenges. They must navigate route closure and move through shifting front lines. There are still challenges related to the difficulties of doing field work in Yemen, such as with moving crews in the field and sending materials and reports. Given the countless challenges, the Yemeni Journalist Syndicate renewed its condemnation of the position of the government, describing it as negative and irresponsible. The syndicate held the presidency responsible for obstructing its efforts and in delaying the payment of salaries of journalists, demanding to improve their conditions. It considered the government's position towards journalists a grave violation that is added to the violations journalists have been subjected to in Yemen since the start of the war.